On February 26, 2014, the quiet town of Aspen, Colorado was shaken by the discovery of a prominent local woman found murdered in her home. Nancy Pfister, a 57-year-old socialite and the daughter of a wealthy businessman who helped develop the Buttermilk ski area, was known for her vibrant lifestyle, frequent travels, and deep roots in the Aspen community. Her murder revealed a dark undercurrent of personal betrayal and financial tension. Nancy had recently returned to Aspen from a trip to Australia. Before leaving, she had rented out her mountain home to a couple named William Trey Styler and Nancy Styler. The Stylers had moved from Denver with the hope of opening a high-end spa in Aspen, but their plans failed to take off. When Nancy came back early from her trip in February, she asked the Stylers to leave her home. The arrangement had become contentious, with money disputes and broken promises escalating tensions between the parties. On the morning of February 26th, Nancy's close friend Kathy Carpenter, who had been helping manage her financial affairs, and errands entered the house and discovered Nancy's body inside a locked closet. She had been bludgeoned to death with a heavy object and was wrapped in bedding. The brutality of the crime shocked even seasoned law enforcement in the area. Suspicion quickly fell on William and Nancy Styler. They had argued with Nancy Pfister over unpaid rent and utility bills, and she had reportedly been planning to sue them. Investigators found evidence linking them to the crime, including receipts and forensic material. Both were arrested in March 2014 and charged with Nancy's murder. However, the case took a surprising turn just weeks later. In June, William Styler confessed to the murder and stated that he had acted alone. He claimed he had become overwhelmed by financial stress and personal humiliation, and one night, in a state of despair, he entered Nancy's bedroom while she slept and struck her repeatedly with a hammer. He said his wife Nancy Styler had no knowledge of the plan or the crime. The confession changed the course of the prosecution. Charges against Nancy Styler were dropped and she was released from custody. William Styler entered a plea agreement in which he pled guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 20 years in prison. He died in prison in 2015, but the case was not yet over. Many in the community, as well as Nancy Pfister's family, had difficulty accepting that William had acted alone. Questions lingered about the timing, motive, and whether others had known more than they claimed. There was also skepticism about the confession itself. William Styler had severe health problems, including a neurological disorder, and some believed he had taken the blame to protect his wife. Despite the doubts, no further arrests were made. Nancy Styler later wrote a memoir in which she insisted on her innocence and described her own trauma from the experience. She moved out of Aspen and began a new life elsewhere. Kathy Carpenter, who had found Nancy's body and was briefly arrested before the Stylers were charged, also sued the local police for wrongful arrest. The murder of Nancy Pfister was a rare event in Aspen, a town known for its wealth and serenity. Her death cast a long shadow over the community, raising unsettling questions about trust, greed, and how financial ruin can lead to deadly consequences.